Ciao a tutti ragazzi, ci troviamo alla Station a nord della cittadina di Kitzbuhel, dove domenica mattina i piloti partiranno. Siamo qui per la conferenza stampa che seguiremo in diretta. Adesso i piloti stanno iniziando ad arrivare, facciamo un giro così vi mostro un po' dove siamo.
Come next week.
Check. There is actually already sound coming. Ladies and gentlemen, this is a very cautious, but still a hello to all of you up here at the start house of the famous Streit. But we're gonna fill you in on details a little later. Thanks a lot for showing up in time. We would like to call our journalists, all our journalists from all around the world, out onto the terrace Make sure you grab yourself a seat, make sure you position your cameras to wherever you might need them / might want them. And then I hope that we will be able to get started here sooner than later. We said 10:30, and we mentioned yesterday already that we try to stay in time as much as possible here in Kitzbuhel, and therefore just grab yourself a seat, make sure you make yourself comfortable, and you enjoy the absolutely amazing atmosphere up here at the Start House. We'll start with the press conference, I would say, in about 2 to 3 minutes. So therefore, I'll ask you one more time to grab yourself a seat, make yourself comfortable, and then it's go time here sooner than later.
Ok, ci saranno circa 5 minuti di attesa e poi la conferenza avrà inizio. Stanno arrivando già le persone, qui il panorama è fantastico, come avete visto, vi faccio rivedere. Ci sono già alcune vele in volo. Ok, prendiamo posizione.
Rinaldo,
sì?
Se vuoi, mentre aspettiamo l'inizio della conferenza, questi 5 minuti possiamo vedere cosa è successo ieri.
Sì, perfetto, ok.
Ok.
Io lascio comunque acceso così tu vedi quando inizia.
Certo.
Sure. Ecco il nostro Nicola Donini. Fortissimo duro Gatti, Wow.
Der hier hereinkommt an der 4. Stelle. Die Top 3, die krallen sich einen Nike-Pass. Und wir freuen uns, der geht uns aus dem Luft ab. Sollten wir hier nichts versäumt haben.
Kitzbuhel ist Tobias Großrubatscher. Jawohl. Finishing the prologue here in 5th position. What a fast race and I think the race committee. Der Rookie, erste Mal dabei. Wie ist das heute angegangen? Was war die Taktik? Was hast du vorgenommen und haben sich deine Wünsche oder deine Befürchtungen? Gentlemen, then I would say, one more time, Kitzbuhel, let's hear it! This is Maxim Pino, Christian Klima, and Aaron Tirolo getting the additional night pass plus the gums. Obviously also our Italian friends coming to Kitzbuhel for this year's Red Bull X-ALPs start, and the federation is here. Thank you very much everyone for joining us here in Kitzbuhel. Forza Italia, Toby Grossrubaccia, Aaron Torogatti with a really good start. So greetings to Italy and join us here at the start on a Sunday back to Cima and the Dolomites. Thank you very much. Forza, grazie.
Aber es hat einmal gut gepasst, dann hat er gelacht.
Ja, dann würde ich sagen, brauchen wir eigentlich nur mal das Okay vom Chef. Ja, der Chef nickt vorsichtig, würde ich sagen, aber ich interpretiere das als ein klares Ja. Ladies and gentlemen, it is a real pleasure to welcome you at the exact spot you guys are sitting currently. Because I'm not sure if you know, but this is the Starthaus of the famous Streif. If you are not familiar with Kitzbuhel yet, then you know that, or you probably don't know, that Kitzbuhel is hosting, let's call it the way it is, the most famous ski downhill race. And this is basically the Starthaus. The new built Starthaus, the Kitzbuhler Ski Club, is taking awesome care of this heritage. And they had the opportunity to rebuild this Starthaus a couple of years ago. As you can see, there is a very special architecture involved. And next to the Starthaus, there is the Red Bull Energy Station during the race week, and this is where the athletes get treated the way they should get treated, and therefore the Streif, the Kitzbuhler Ski Club, is a huge heritage when it comes to winter sports, and therefore we are pleased and honored to welcome all of you, and therefore this is a press conference with applause, and therefore I'm asking a big round of applause to Jan Überall, the General Secretary of the Kitzbuhler Ski Club, making this house available for us. It's not for rent, it's not for sale. You basically can't come up here except the folks are inviting you. Jan is a passionate paragliding pilot himself, and therefore we have this special treatment, and therefore Jan, also from my end, thank you very much. Other than that, not just Jan, the Hausherr, we want to welcome, as we have multiple Hausherren and house ladies here who are worth hello. I'm sure I'll miss some, but obviously to all of you gentlemen here in the first row, Aufsichtsrat, Kitzbühel Tourismus, Bergbahn, Christian, Toni, Zano, Thomas Zanolin und Andi Dagen, vielen Dank an euch. Mit allen anderen werden wir dann natürlich auch stellvertretend noch sprechen, aber an dieser Stelle vielen Dank. Then I would say press conference to Red Bull X-ALPs, it's go time. My name is Kreini. I have the pleasure to welcome you another time, and the first time officially for the prep week, for the prologue and for the start here in Kitzbühel. I'm with Ulrich, the Zoom team at Red Bull X-ALPs already since many years, and as I said, I'm delighted to host you today at the press conference for the toughest adventurers on the planet 2023. In order to start things off, I want to introduce you to the most important people. We're going to talk with them individually, but this is the next round of applause for all of them. Eli Ecker is somewhere, and then we start with Kinga in the middle, with Kriegel, with Maxim, with Tommy, and with Tom. And of course, those are the most important people here. So a big hand to them. Thank you very much for coming. And now we're going to check out what we will see on the screen. We're gonna start with a quick trailer to fill you in what the Red Bull X-ALPs is all about.
The race was totally different, much shorter. The level of the athlete's performance was different. All of this has gone up.
Traveling thousands of kilometers through the Alps, everyone is pushing to his own limits. What I still love about this race is the adventure aspect.
There are some big mountain ranges to cross, so it will be quite a challenge.
The level's going up again and again, and it's every 2 years the same story.
Yeah, there are a lot of good athletes. What the race is about is what I love to do. I love to fly, and I love to run, and I love adventure. And also, I'm a competitive person.
Ja, was für eine Freude. Ulrich, I have to hand the word over to you as you will fill us in on some facts.
So, first of all, I mean, this is really amazing here, isn't it? I mean, it's sunny. We are here at the Status of the famous Steif. Thank you so much for having the opportunity to do the press conference out here. We have thought like maybe we should do it inside or outside, but hey, this is an adventure race, so we better do it out here. And when you look, you know, into the landscape here, the Wilder Kaiser, everything, I mean, it's gorgeous. It's like, it gives me the goosebumps, and I just feel so honored that we have the privilege to be here in Kitzbuhel, Kirchberg, and thank you very much, Kitchi, for, you know, making all of that happen. So a big thank you, you know, to everyone, to all the partners, to the athletes, to the supporters, to the team, to everyone. I mean, it's a great pleasure that for the 20th anniversary of Red Bull X-ALPs, we're here, the first time ever to be able to start. You know, the idea was developed by Hannes Ach, and Hannes was a great sparring partner in developing, and he's the true mastermind of the race. I was just very happy to be his, I would say, best friend, and that my agency was always like the one who was executing the race. But in his spirit, we will continue the race and make it even better and grow it and make it even more, you know, the coolest adventure race in the world. So a little bit of facts, and when I talk adventure race, I mean adventure race. It's not only paragliding, this is very important, but the athletes, they hike, they trail around them, they are mountaineers, they climb, and they fly. So it's a mix of endurance and strategy. Everything that's earthbound is more like endurance, and everything that's in the air is more strategy, but also like concentration, focus, what I'm gonna do next. So a little bit of the facts. So this year the race is 1,223 kilometers long. We go again through 5 countries with 15 turn points. And of course, it's only with your feet or with the power of nature, with wind and thermals. Very important is that we have the athletes. We have 32 athletes, but we'll hear about that a little bit later. Some more information as well, and you see a little bit of the facts. I said before, like 20 years anniversary. So the race has been around since 2003. It's 20 years. We started with 800 kilometers. The athlete had huge backpacks, weighing like 15, 18, 20 kilos. No one knew, what would be happening. And I remember a quote from Will Gatt, who was a great athlete, when he quoted afterwards, "You fly into a world of pain." So I don't hope that for the athlete. That's like a little bit of the past for sure. But for sure, it's going to be strenuous. It will take a lot of focus. It will take a lot of caution as well. We know there's dangers out there waiting that we just cannot foresee. And it's for the athletes to decide what to do when. So caution is the rule of the day and for the race as well. And I guess this is, we'll hear all about these details a little bit in the next few minutes. So I'll hand it back
either to me, Ulrich, or to the young, fine gentleman next to you, because there are a few facts, Ferdi, also from your end on yesterday's prologue, and we're looking forward. Thank you very much.
Yeah, yesterday it starts with the prologue in Kirchberg. They had to hike up here and then fly around of Kitzbuhel and land down there. And I was a bit nervous yesterday because it was the first time for me to do a race like this big. And but yesterday worked quite well, and we had a really nice task. And the prologue was shortened a bit because of the weather. And in the afternoon it starts a bit of raining, but here it was all fine. It went to the north, so it was fine. Yeah. We had three winners yesterday. Maxime Pinot was the first, congratulations again. And Christian Maurer was the second, and the third was Aaron Durgati. And of course, it was so close. It was really, they were 1 meter behind. They reached the goal, and it was very, very nice race. Yeah.
Does your card, Ferdi, say that this would be also a moment of applause?
Yeah, and they all get an additional night pass. So now they have 2 night passes, and I think it's important this time because the night pass rule changed also a bit, and it's now more strategic to use it because they have to announce it later on. Before it was at 12 midday, and now they can wait until 8, so they know already where they are and can make it more strategic for the night what is coming. Yeah. Also, what changed is the mandatory rest period. We made it a bit more flexible for the athletes and also a bit longer. So now they have 7 hours for minimum rest period. Of course, they can make it longer if they need, but and what makes it more complex is, but easier for the athletes, is they can start from 9 to what is it, 11? Yeah, I'm new, sorry. No, from 9 to 11, they can start with the 7 hours, and they can decide when they start the 7 hours. So that's, I think, really nice, because before it was always like, okay, where we can sleep, and they have to find the place and they have to reach it by time. But now they can search for a nice spot, and then they can rest there, start their rest period. It makes it much more easier, and they have time for the next day to plan it, and it's nice for the athletes. Yeah, that's it from my part, I think.
That's okay, Ferdi.
If you have some questions,
yes, and we will hear more from you later on. Yes. For being the rookie, you are actually doing awesome. So, no problem at all. There is no need to know the rule book quite yet, so you have time.
No, but I have the book.
Okay,
Always.
but you wrote it. So
somehow, yeah.
Yes.
We made some changes and yeah.
If we are struggling again, Kriegel, Maxim, Kinga, Tommy, Tom, they for sure know. They'll help us out. All right. Well, thank you very much, Ferry. I'm taking the microphone of you. You can stick to the sun. I think we're doing Gerhard first. Yes, yes. We're doing Gerhard first, Gerhard. And therefore, please welcome the Vice Mayor of Kitzbuhel, Gerhard Eidelberger. Vielen Dank, dass du uns bei der Pressekonferenz beehrst. Wir haben gesagt, wir machen das auf Deutsch, so we're going to do this in German and I'll translate a little bit for all of you. Herzlich willkommen. Starthaus immer ein ganz besonderer Moment, wahrscheinlich auch für dich und dann noch dazu in so einem Rahmen, für so einen würdigen Anlass. Wie geht's dir da?
Ja, super. Ich heiße auch alle herzlich willkommen im Namen der Stadt Kitzbühel. Und es ist eine tolle Veranstaltung, die hier nach Kitzbühel gekommen ist, die genau in unseren Eventkalender passt. Wir haben gern spektakuläre Veranstaltungen in Kitzbühel, Sportveranstaltungen. Und dass es hier im Stadthaus ist eine ganz tolle Geschichte. Im Winter das Abenteuer, der Adventure on Ski und jetzt das Adventure Fly around the Alps. Das ist eine tolle Geschichte und das ist eine ideale Location, speziell an dem heutigen Tag hier draußen und in der frischen Luft, in der kühlen Luft. Und ich wünsche natürlich allen alles Gute und alles Beste.
On behalf of the city of Kitzbühel, Gerhard wants to welcome all of you. Adventure during the summer, adventure during the winter. The Streif is obviously also an adventure for all the participating athletes. He's welcoming you. Good luck to all the athletes. What a start point up here at the start house of the Streif in order to kick things off for the Red Bull X-ALPs. And he's very, very much looking forward and wishes you all the best for the next 2 weeks on your journey through the European Alps. Jetzt ist es natürlich so, Gerhard, dass ich dich noch fragen muss, wie es eigentlich so mit deinen Paraglide-Vorlieben ausschaut. Wir wissen nämlich, dass du auch ein begnadeter Sportler bist, Eishockey und so weiter und so fort. Wie schaut es aus mit Paragliden?
Ja, ich bin eher bodenverbunden.
Ein Bodenständiger.
Tennis, Eishockey, Radfahren, Fliegen. Lieber das Flugzeug, weil ich einen festen Boden unter den Füßen habe.
Dann den Flug hast du schon mal absolviert?
Nein,
siehst gut. Da hätten wir Potenzial.
La seconda che hai detto. La seconda? La seconda, come? L'hai detto te?
Gentleman, Gerhard just sums it up. His sports, usually tennis, ice hockey, so a very grounded gentleman. He never did a tandem flight before. We didn't know, but we're going to change that for sure within the next months. He's looking very, very much forward. And therefore, one more time, a hand for the Vice Mayor, Gerhard Eidelberger. Gerhard, and now, ladies and gentlemen, we see the route. 1,223 kilometers through 5 countries with 50 turn points. I learned it. And now it's you, Ferry. Thank you very much.
Yeah, the route is more or less around the Alps, and yeah, they have to start hiking up here, up to the takeoff. It's behind us, and then they have to start here and will start the race. And the next turn point is it goes straight to Bergheim, afterwards Bergheim-Planal, afterwards to Chiemgau, Aachental, to Germany. Then they follow the border from Germany and Austria to in the direction of Switzerland, but to Lermus, Tirol, Zugspitze. The Zugspitze is the highest point of Germany, and then they will cross to Kitzbuhel, and afterwards it goes to Viersch, the Aletsch Arena. Then they may have to cross the biggest glacier of the Alps to go to Niesen, Frutingen before, and then they have to hike up to Niesen. And after that, they go to the Mont Blanc, the highest mountain, of course, and have to cross it northerly. So afterwards, they will go to turn point 10, the Col du Petit, so Bernard. My French. Okay. And then the Dufourspitze is the second is the second highest peak. You will tell me how I to spell it afterwards. Then we go to Cima, to the Brenta Dolomiti, and afterwards to the Dolomiti next to the Dreizinnen. Afterwards, it goes to Sexton, down there to the city, and then they are on the final glide somehow to the Schmittenhöhe, and this is the last turn point, and then they have to fly down to the float, to Zell am See, and land on the lake, or hopefully at the float. Yeah, this is the route for this time. It's every time another route, and yeah, I think it's a nice one, and you have again some new parts of it, and I hope the athletes are well prepared for it, and you had a look before, and I wish you a nice race, and hopefully you managed it all to Zell am See.
Again, time for thank you very much, Vladi. That is absolutely incredible, because the thing is with the route, with the finger on the map, it's not too far actually, so it's kind of manageable. But those 1,223 kilometers is as the crow flies, so that's the straight line. I guess we can easily double that once you think how the hikes go and where they have to fly. Ferdi obviously mentioned everything very, very top line. As well, Ferdi, as well as the athletes and Ulrich are down there for all of you at the brunch after the press conference, where you obviously have the possibility to talk with them, ask details if you don't want to do it right after the press conference. All right, Ferdi, thank you very much. I'm releasing you for now, and we move on to the CEO of the tourism agency in Zell am See, which will mark the goal, the finish line, for the second time after 2021. And this was probably one of the, I wouldn't call it changes, I would almost call it upgrades. Changing the finish line from Monte Carlo to the azure blue waters of the Lake Zell. And therefore, please welcome all together the CEO of the tourism agency Zell am See, Manuel Lesch. Das ist es. It's switched on, Manuel, herzlich willkommen. Very warm welcome. It's actually not too far from Zell am See to Carbon. It's a 45 minutes drive, but on the other hand, it's 1,223 kilometers. So it's quite a while. Zell am See, the host for the second time. How much are you guys looking forward to welcome the world's best again for the second time in a row?
First of all, thank you very much to have the opportunity to represent Zell am See Carbon here at this press conference. It's an honor to be here, and yeah, as you said, it's not far away, the starting point from the goal. Yeah, it's just 50 minutes drive to here. So I'm very delighted to be here and to talk a little bit about the goal. Yeah, first of all, I have to say thank you to be part of this amazing, extraordinary, extreme sporting event. As Ulrich said, it's an adventure race, yeah, and in this case, one of the greatest at the world, yeah. So we are very, very proud to be part of this, and yeah, as you said, we're hosting the last turn point at the Schmittenhöhe, and then afterwards go down or fly down to the beautiful lake. Between the glacier, between the mountains and the lake, and yeah, very, very special, and the float is near to the shore, and we will guarantee the best as we can with great entertainment to host all the guests and the athletes, and with a great show. And we hope to see you and welcome you very soon in Zell am See. So, and then afterwards, on the 23rd of June, we will host the award ceremony near the time point at the Schmittenhöhe with great panorama, and yeah, hopefully we will see most of the athletes to be there and to welcome you at Zell am See. Thank you.
Well, thank you very much, Manuel. Not most of them, all of them. We are looking forward to a party. What a show it was last year, what an atmosphere. We were overwhelmed. We didn't expect that the park near the casino will be absolutely full, the Grand Hotel there at the Lake Zell. So if you can make it, I recommend to see you in about 13 days in Zelensee. Manuel, thank you very much for making the drive, for coming over, and thanks a lot for hosting the finish line this year again for the Red Bull X-ALPs.
Yeah. Thank you, and all the best to you, athletes. Well.
All right, then it's getting serious in terms of equipment, in terms of gear. As Ulrich said already, Red Bull X-ALPs is not just the driver when it comes to the high performance of the athletes. It's also absolutely unreal what the equipment has been going through over the course of the last 20 years, and therefore Ulrich, looking forward to your details on the equipment side of things.
First of all, I think our biggest equipment partner, on the race with the same vision that we share is Red Bull. We started the race in 2003, and we all know Red Bull gives you wings. What could be a better claim quote, for this race? It is for body and mind, and like endurance and strategy. So it really, fits so well. And in 2003, when we started, and Hannes and me, we had the opportunity in 1995 to become Red Bull athletes. Didi Mateschitz himself signed us up, and ever since then, have this long-term vision of developing projects, of doing things with a vision. It's been like a guiding principle of how we do things, and it's the same for Red Bull X-ALPs. Who would have thought that this would be the world's biggest and most covered adventure race in 20 years? We did not. We just had a passion. We had an idea. We wanted to do it, and that's it. But thanks a lot for all of the other partners that we have involved as well, especially on the equipment side. We have this time, the first time, VW commercial vehicles, and it's sort of like for every adventure athlete, it's the wet dream, to have a Morocco, California, and it's just the perfect, absolutely perfect vehicle. We have Saleva, and Saleva has been a super, extremely proactive partner since 2015, and working very closely with the athletes, developing specifically products and equipment for the athletes. And I think today at 4 p.m., right, Thomas? There is the presentation of a new flight jacket in the Schulpark. So very interesting. So if you're interested in equipment, go there, check it out. It's really, really cool. We have new this year, Bullet. Bullet is known also for their cat phones and very hard for very tough conditions. It's also the primary tracking device. So this year we switched from flight instrument, using the flight instrument for tracking, to app-based tracking. So this is a very, big step for us forward on that level, on technology level, and Bullet is a great partner for that. We have Skywalk also as a fantastic partner. Arne is not here today, but the team is here. Also partner since 2015. Obviously, your feet carry up the hill, and then something needs to carry you beyond into the sky. Of course, not all athletes fly Skywalk, but quite a lot. They've been also instrumental in pushing the topic of hike and fly in the paragliding community. With Porsche Sports, Porsche, most of you will not know, they are a fabric manufacturer and the world's leader in making the lightest fabrics for gliders or other things as well. They're in aerospace, a super high-tech company, but I would say they almost have a monopoly on fabrics for paragliders. And with Sunnybag, also an Austrian company, they make solar panels. Obviously, we have to power devices as well. The athletes carry quite a lot of things, so they have the opportunity to carry along small solar panels to charge them sustainably. But it's if there's no sun, there's no energy. So let's hope and pray for lots of sun. And then Adventure Many also partnered for a couple of editions already. So I think it's third edition. Very good organic fast food, so to say, but actually really, really good. I was very suspicious at the beginning, but then we really dove into it, and now all the teams are equipped to have in an authentic way, that they really can contribute something which makes sense versus just adding a sponsor, because that is, it's the authenticity of the race. So that's really, really important. So thank you to all the partners, and with that we have Simone Brösewitz of VW Commercial Vehicles. Thank you, Simone. Thank you, Ricky. Hello, Simone.
Hi. Hi, everyone.
You have been here already in Fuschel, in Salzburg, here in Kitzbuhel, obviously, to soak it all up, to be part of it yesterday with basically all your board members. Everybody's here. Everybody really dove into the adventure side of things. Why did you in the end decide to partner with Red Bull X-ALPs in order to provide the heavy duty and best VW commercial vehicles to those amazing athletes and the supporting crew in the background?
Yes, well, we thought it's a perfect match. And why is it so? Because you say the Red Bull X-ALPs is the toughest adventure race, as you say. And well, our new Amarok is the perfect car for adventure. It stands for power, for outdoor and off-road. So what could be better? And it helps the organization, the team, and therefore also the athletes. So, and also the claim of our brand is we transport success, freedom, and future. And that is also a perfect match. And we are very proud to be partner of this amazing race. And we are very, very, we show a lot of respect for the performance, the outstanding performance of the athletes. So yeah, we wish everyone good luck and all the best for the next days in the race. So for you and your team, and also Ulrich, for you and your team. So thanks for having us.
Thank you very much to you and your team. Have a nice week. A round of applause. I was just thinking about it, just to show you on how good those vehicles work. The gentleman, the second gentleman from the right there in the gray jacket, his name is Tommy Friedrich. He got one of those vehicles from you guys already a while ago, and as he's also our ambassador here in Kitzbuhel, Kitzbuhel branded, he obviously spent some time here during the last weeks, and I always offered him our guest room with a shower. I'm famous for my cheese and ham sandwich, for my sausages, for my barbecue skills.
Well, let me guess, he denied.
He denied.
He wants to stay in his, what is it, California? Yes.
In the parking lot.
I can understand that.
In the parking lot in front of the house, it was almost a little bit offending, but he said, I'm sleeping like a baby. I don't change anything anymore. So that's a true story, just off records, just to let you know on how things work.
Yeah, perfect. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Simone, thank you very much. I'm taking the microphone off you and looking forward to sail with you through the European Alps during the next 2 weeks. Thank you. Handing over. Wir sind aus dem Bus schlafen, hoffentlich schon ein bisschen raus. Nein! Nein! Bravo, Simone.
Also ich schlafe in Kalifornien schon länger einfach und ich habe 1 Jahr im Bus gelebt, einfach wie ich jung gewesen bin, also in einem 69er Kalifornien, also Westfalia damals, in den USA, also
it's happening in German because Ulrich is talking about 1968 sex, drugs and rock and roll when he still had long hair.
Well, that was, I was like that.
Sorry, that was offending as well.
No.
Let's switch topics.
I think when we started the race, our thought was always, how can we bring the whole top of the sport to a wide audience? So in 2003, we started live trekking to get like the activity and this new sport of hike and fly into the homes of everyone, in front of the desks of everyone, to follow it through the remotest places of the Alps. So we, even in 2003, with the first race, we started with live trekking. So it is the core of the race, and I think, or we believe, I mean, and we know, the live trekking made it that popular. made it accessible to a wide audience. So it's the core, it's the heart of the race. And what we've been doing now, it's like, as you can see, it's 3D live tracking. So you can experience the race in a virtual world, but you can see everything what the athlete is seeing. And you can put yourself into the harness of the athlete. You can fly along. You can look around and basically see and experience what the athlete sees. And that's an experience, an immersive experience that we're evolving over time. So it becomes better and better. And it's a challenge because we always try to push the envelope here. And then like we don't really have a test phase, just a prologue. And then it's like on. So we always keep the fingers, okay, will everything work out really, really well. We had servers crash. We had all things happen already because of the load was just going way too much. Interesting again, like we have Bullet as the main tracking device. We have S3, probably S3 is some company you don't know. S3 is world market leader in geodata development and interpretation. A huge company in Southern California. They are partnering with us with Ubi Labs, a programming company, and with also Microsoft involved this year. So we bring more tech companies into the play, and also looking into 2025, 2027, to evolve the live tracking into an even, really immersive experience. So I'm talking a little bit the future, but anyways, the next, as of Sunday, you will be glued to your screens. You will not have time to catch some food or anything because it's X-ALPs time and it's live tracking time.
That's right. Yes. So if there are CEOs around, don't you worry. The next 2 weeks, the productivity in your companies will go down, but it's for a good cause. What we learned, Simone, just to let you know on what's happening in Switzerland, for example, on all those on these conveyor belts where they have all those screens where the workers are using the touchpads in order to work the conveyor belts. There are companies installing a second screen next by where Red Bull X-ALPs live tracking is running. So just to show you on how much this is highly addictive and fun at the same time and healthy. Live stream.
Yes. So this is, especially as from the media, very interesting as well. We have live streams in our social updates. This year, our daily race updates and live, not only come from Tarkin Cooper. Tarkin, are you here? Oh, he's right there. But we have also Gavin McClark. Gavin, right there. Gavin has been 4 times participant. And they're both going to do live streams, from the road at 8:30, 9:30, at 9 p.m. With a sort of like an overview, all happening on Facebook and in between as well. So there's fixed areas as well. And then you have the athlete's social media posts. You can go on redbullxalps.com. There's a call out section as well. So there's going to be a lot of content all over the place. And the media sources will come to that in a second.
Roger that. Then Ulrich, I'm asking you to hand the microphone over one more time to Ferdi, just as a top line run through the lineup. Ferdi, 32 ladies and gentlemen, 4 female, 28 male participants. Maybe you can run us through those real quick.
Yeah, they are come from 18 nations, and we have 17 veterans and 15 rookies, so half by half, more or less. And this is a nice experience, I think, because it's more new faces in the race, and yeah, it will be interesting. We have more or less the best adventure athletes from the world inside the race. We have record breakers inside the race. We have a world champion in the race. We have alpinists and climbers, and of course one Olympic biathlete is also with us. And he showed already yesterday that he is really, really tough, and he was that fast up there. And yeah, it will be a really, really nice race, I think. And these athletes are strong, and maybe someone will catch the Krieg of the Eagle, but we will see.
That's the question. Thank you very much, Ferdi, for giving us this top-line impression. And now I guess it's time to call the lady and the four gentlemen over. We said we might stand right away because otherwise you are so low and you should be actually elevated as high as possible, and therefore we'll leave you standing. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome with a big round of applause Kinga Mascares representing New Zealand, Krili Laura representing Switzerland, Maxime Dumont representing France, Colin Friedrich representing Austria, and Tom Tirolo representing Belgium. If I may ask you to simply join us up here, and gentlemen, I of course have to start with Kinga, and therefore, Kinga, you will get the microphone. No rookie anymore. No, by far not. Are your expectations, your personal target settings changing from edition to edition, or is this something which is always kind of leveled? I want to be at the finish line. I want to be healthy at the end of the race. So how do you define your targets?
It's so good to be back here. When I came here for the first time to Red Bull X-ALPs in 2019, I was just a paragliding child, and I was so overwhelmed by the scale of this endeavor and by all these incredible athletes that you race with. And yeah, it was overwhelming, but it was such an incredible learning curve. And I learned so much as a pilot. I grew so much as a human, and also our team learned on the way. So now, of course, fast forward 4 years later, I come with a different mindset, with all the lessons learned, and also I believe so much better pilot and stronger human. Does it mean that the goals changed? Not necessarily, because for me the goal was always to make it to the finish line. No woman has ever achieved it yet, but maybe this year is the year. We have 4 very strong female athletes at the start line, and there's no reason why we can't achieve this feat. Of course, it all depends on so many factors. Red Bull X-ALPs is a full adventure and real big unknown. Everything can happen, and usually it does. All the best and all the worst, on the ups and all the downs. So we come with a set of goals. Some guys here come to win. Some come to challenge themselves on a very personal level. Some come to both and more. For me, the goal is always on the raft. So maybe this year is the year.
Awesome, Kinga. We see your eyes shining. Orange jacket, no real introduction needed. This is Christian Maurer from Switzerland. You probably have heard his name once or twice in the past. He is basically Mr. Red Bull X-ALPs. He defined this sport. He defined this event almost over the past 2 decades. He came in and was the new one 7 editions ago, and he was winning since then. No other one did since then, and I'm not sure if there is a streak in sports history which is comparable. In the meanwhile, that's a good, that's Sam Iniger, by the way, from Switzerland, taking your attention off Krieg. That's probably not even bad that someone takes the attention of you, Krieg, for the first time in a long time when it's about Red Bull X-ALPs time. Jokes aside, talking about goals, also Kinga said her goals might be slightly different to your goals after so many years achieving so many things. How do you tackle a Red Bull X-ALPs?
Hello everybody, nice to welcome you here, and yeah, that's maybe a good reason to be here with good goal, new start place, and to have a new route, to have for sure a new adventure. And finally, the hike and fly sport gives me so much during the preparation, during the race especially, and afterwards to make speeches, presentations. It is a full year and gives me this race, our full 2 year. And finally every edition was different, finally every edition brings me further. Our our team and also my partners, and therefore I will be here. And yeah, I said, as long as I'm healthy, I can do a good preparation and be ready at the race, as long as I will enjoy.
I didn't want to ask you this. I didn't want to ask you, but I told you I have to. You changed supporters team last term. Not even talking about the reasons, but how does this change for you? How did you form the team short term around you? How did the preparation for you look like with the new team? How did you deliver tasks? What happened during the last days with your new supporting crew?
Yeah, and now that sometimes things have to be right, especially in the mind, and to feel that it can happen well. And if not, you have to change. It's exactly the same as I decide in the air to be safe. It's not here, it's more in the stomach. And yeah, this was happening a week ago. And then it was a bit in a hurry. It was not easy to accept that all the preparation with the team was not working. But to have friends, they say, okay, this is a challenge and I will come. Even when it is with the paraglider from Kitzbuhel here. The team is strong and we will have an adventure in their adventure myself. We will learn to work from tomorrow on. Tomorrow we are complete and then we go step by step to the time to learn to work together, and I'm sure at the middle of the race we are
absolutely astonishing. So this time we will really see what the long preparation with the team is basically good for, and if it's enough to 1 week ahead of the race basically change it all over and just winning it. Well, with so many victories under his belt, I'm sure you guys will be up for the win again without a doubt. Thank you very much, and I think we continue with the gentleman next to you. Maxime, we said it already during all official things. You are not here with us just as the great athlete, the second place Red Bull finish, Red Bull X-ALPs finish a couple years ago. No, you are also standing here in the middle of us as the new world champion, which is absolutely outstanding. This is also worth a round of applause as well. The world champion title. Yeah, no words. So you won it all in the meanwhile, but there is one thing missing. It's the crown of the Red Bull X-ALPs. You showed us at the prologue yesterday what you are capable of doing. What are the arguments? Why is it working out for you this time, for you and your team, and why it's Maxime Pinot time in 2023 at the Red Bull X-ALPs?
I don't put pressure on myself. So now basically winning the World Championship last week really is a bit of pressure, because I know that part of the season is already in the pocket, so it's nice to ride here and being more relaxed, I think. And yeah, this edition I wanted it more to add more simplicity to it, and we are only 3 of us here, 4 of us, and yeah, just try to having fun, efficiency, and yeah, only going all the way to the end is a big challenge. So, and I know in paragliding competition, cross country I can fly, there is so much parameters. We will take thousands of decisions during the race. Only one can make the whole thing a dream or a nightmare, and so you need to just relax compared to the goals you set, and just try to go first all the way to the end.
Talking about the route, just real quick, Maxime, a small part is happening in your home, in the French Alps. How did you tackle the preparation? Rinaldo said it already, a new route. How did you tackle the preparation apart from the French legs?
I'm working mostly on the maps. I'm not scouting the route, so, and I didn't have so much time with the World Championship also. But I know the place, the Col Petit Saint-Bernard. So it depends on the time we will be there, because in the middle of the afternoon it's quite windy. It's a tricky place, but if you're in the morning it changes everything, or during the night. So we will see. It's a challenging place, and we have to cross from north to south in Chamonix. So yeah, it's a tricky cross-country route. It's working.
it's working. Last question, Maxine. I would have 15 more, but obviously then this is up to you, especially now at the brunch. How do you do it? You won World Championship title yesterday at the prologo. You were ahead, you know, by far. We heard it. There were Olympians, biathletes, Tommy, Kriegel. They are all absolutely high-profile endurance athletes as well. What's your secret? Tommy said you had something special yesterday for breakfast. I believe that as well. But maybe you fill us in at least a little bit on your secrets.
No, the secret is the preparation. So basically, since now 6-7 years, I really prepare. I never stop preparing. So, and I really like it more and more to be in the mountain, to run, to try. And I think it's to enjoy what you are doing and just be outside and do, enjoy.
I hope you took some notes. The last couple sentences were fairly important for, or could be fairly important for the rest of your lives, all our lives. Yes, Maxime, thank you very much. Round of applause. Tommy Friedrich, ladies and gentlemen, one of the Austrian competitors, representing Styria, as all the Austrians, interesting enough, do. Flugschule Steiermark is the top logo on his right. He did his first altitude flights at the age of 11, so he is really knowing what he's doing. Still the youngest competitor in the field of Red Bull X-ALPs. And this is, Tommy, where I want to dig a little bit deeper, because next to you is standing Tom. Not quite his first race. He has been here, he has done that, he has seen that. You could be almost his son. No offense. And then there are something to say. Exactly. And there are other competitors where you could almost be the grandchild, which is even more fascinating. So what I'm interested in, Tommy, is the different approaches. There are ladies and gentlemen here who have kids back home, where the preparation is, the expectations, the whole mindset going into a race is totally different. How would you see the difference of preparation for you and Kriegel, Maxime, or Tom, Kinga next to you?
Yeah, first, thank you for having me here. Nice to be here. And it's always nice to see like Tom taking his little child flying. And it's always like a bit of a flashback for me, because it was the same with my dad many years ago when he took me in tandem. And for sure, my experience is not that much as the other guys standing here, guys and girls. But I think I'm free in my head. I did it already one time. We learned a lot as a team, me as a person in the last 2 years. I did spent really much time in the air, spending time on endurance training. So in the age you get better in endurance if you train the right way, and I think I did, and preparation felt really good, and now I'm really looking forward to the race on Sunday to be happening after the whole preparation over the past month, and can't wait to the start on Sunday now.
As I said, you spent a lot of time here during the last weeks, taking amazing flights also from Kitzbuhel as a start point, Wagenheim, and all the way out to Achenthal and back to Kitzbuhel in one go. So astonishing. What do you think about the new starting spot, especially standing here at the start house? You are a passionate skier, ski mountaineer, being here basically at the Streif, kicking things off for Red Bull X-ALPs.
Yeah, it's so crazy. If you look down here, the Streif, it's something different, but I think also the Red Bull X-ALPs, it's another adventure. And it's pretty cool to start here in the middle of the mountains, not in a city like Salzburg. And I can't wait to Sunday, and hope the flying conditions will be good, so we can do a good distance on the first day.
Amazing. Thanks a lot, Tommy, for partnering up with us. Please stop. Thank you. With preparation for us from organizing committee side, he was also helping us with tomorrow's Jedermann and Jederfrau race, and was always here with good advice. So thanks for that on the personal side of things. Tom, we said it already. There might be some differences. Tommy might have never stopped thinking about Red Bull in 2021, and he was, you know, thinking already ahead what's going to happen in 2 years. Is this still the same for you? Are you basically always in X-ALPs mode, or is then the family more important at one point, or how does that work in the household of the?
It's a good question. I mean, yeah, X-ALPs has been here for me for half of my life almost. You know, the first time I took part, it was in 2007. I was 21 years old, so I did 8 races already. Last time I said this is the last, I said that every 2 years, and then here I am again. Because 2 years is just enough to forgive about all the difficulties and, you know, how hard it is. And actually, I'm looking at number 10 now. You know, I probably try to be back in 2 years. I'm also preparing the next generation. My son is 3 years old, and he started to fly with me. So I think it's going to be a long legacy. But altogether, super happy to be here, and yeah, it's something we don't want to miss every 2 years, and it gives a rhythm into my life, you know, like every 2 years, yeah, you train for it, you eat for it, you dream about it, you study maps, you spend a lot of time in the Alps, and also for me, I have to say it's almost a second family. You know, I know most of the athletes, many of them are really good friends, so we go through this together, and it's. Yeah, we go through pain and difficulties, and we push. And even if we're fierce competitors, we also help each other off season. You know, I've been training with Patrick, I've been training with Paul, I've been training with Aaron. With most of you guys, I've been flying before, and so that's super cool. That's a really cool community to be part of, and I'm very proud to be here again today.
Tommy is no rookie anymore by any means. He supported, he competed already 2 years ago. You said you bringing already the next generation in. This means Ulrich has to do it for another 20 years in order to host your son. Nothing worse should happen. I know Tommy doesn't need advice from you, but what's your advice to a rookie who is entering Red Bull X-ALPs? What are the 2 key factors you should not forget on your way from A to B?
Yeah, I think like as Mike said it, you know, it's such a big route. It's a huge, massive chunk, you know. So what I say to the newcomers is, you know, take it bit by bit, step by step, one day after the other. You know, just focus on the small goals, and then push. And the other thing is, and I've heard it a while ago, it's if you want to be fast, you have to go slow. You have to think. There's a lot of strategy in this race, you know, and people tend to really rush into it. And when actually, if you take the right decision, you fly a lot more. And you know, 2 years ago, I had the record of the guy who hiked the most. This is the record no one wants to have. I walked 670 kilometers in 10 days or something without using my net pass. You know, because of the last night I was high in the mountains. I said I'm sleeping here, and tomorrow I fly down. But it's just to say that if you can really think, you know, and focus on flying, and I think we have a good weather coming, pretty cool window. So if it's flyable, yeah, we just have to do 100 kilometers per day, and we make it to go straight line. So
it's that easy.
That's pretty easy. So I'm planning on flying to Germany on the first day, and then but I don't think that, you know, like the level is going up, and obviously 2007 or 2009, you know, Kitzbuhel had some margin, and he could even celebrate his birthday and you know, take a resting day or alpha rest day. He was really up in front. But you can tell, and you see by only yesterday's prologue, you know, the difference between athletes is counting in seconds or minutes. So now everyone is pushing, and that's going to make a very interesting race, I think.
Oh, absolutely amazing. Thank you very much, Tom. But not least, for the very first time, we also have an Austrian lady participating at the Red Bull X-ALPs, and therefore, Eli Ecker, please make your way out to us. A huge hand for the Austrian competitor in today's race. A rookie on paper, but no rookie, because supporting Aaron during the last editions, well-rounded pilot, very, very successful on several competitions and purposes. We heard so many things. Give us a little bit more insights on your preparation, especially when it comes to the equipment side of things, from a female point of view. What would you say? What is different in terms of preparation? What do you discuss with your teammates and team members, your supporters, what maybe Tommy or others don't?
All right, that's an interesting question. First of all, thanks for having me here. I need to take a little time to think. Yeah, I think basically it's staying the same. It doesn't matter if you're a girl or a boy, you still need to hike and you still need to fly. So you basically need a paraglider even as a girl. It doesn't work without you don't use brooms, only sometimes. And so I think as a girl, we're not flying worse than guys, but I see it in competition flying. We often do things a little different. So I think the biggest advantage we as girls have is that we often see the big picture, which sometimes gets lost when males getting too focused. And so I think that's something quite useful for the Red Bull X-ALPs because there are so many factors coming in. And you always need to see this big picture. Although I completely agree with Tom, it's really important to take it step by step. But yeah, there's this one big goal, this long route, but also there's so many things you have to see and you have to be aware of. It's the personal mood you're in, if your legs are tired, or if you're super happy to run up the next mountain. But also, yeah, there's maybe one difference between the girls and the guys, at least in my case, and that's the weight, which is probably a big disadvantage we have. So I don't know if you've seen on the prologue, but I'm flying with a lot of ballast even during an endurance race, which wasn't so much fun running on the prologue in the last part because I still had to carry it. So maybe that's one of the biggest differences, I would say. It's not true for all of us because I think I'm the lightest out of the four. But yeah, in paragliding or in aerodynamics, it's just a disadvantage if you're light. So that's, I think, the biggest difference we have.
Well, thank you very much, because this was exactly what I was referring to. Taking the steering up with some physical view over the last 2 weeks. Yeah, exactly. Thank you very much, because this was exactly what I was referring about. In skiing, they say when you are going on those high mountain routes and hot route or whatever the Austrian, Swiss, French Alps are preparing, they say bring a lady and you will be fine, because statistically the men's trips and those as Eli said, male groups tend to overdo it, and therefore I really think this is one of the biggest advantages. You are smiling, Tommy, because you know what I'm talking about, I guess. Well, no worries. Last question, Eli, and then I think we'll have you go. Tell us a little bit about your backpack. You said ballast, but this is probably definitely a disadvantage for you being the lightest in the field. On the other hand, glider preparation. What did you do on technical side of things to really have your machine and your backpack ready for 2 weeks being your best friend?
Yeah, I think one important point is that you know your equipment. So I was really happy to get it quite fast, although I changed last minute with the brands. So I'm flying now with the Seal Light and the Woody Valley Race Pro. And yeah, it was super cool because I was working close together with the brands and spending a couple of hours at Woody Valley to shorten the pod because even my legs are too short. And so I think that's a really important part, that you're just really feeling good in the air with your equipment. So yeah, the focus on this race is to fly a lot. So you will spend most of the time up in the air, and when you feel confident up there, and you can do much better. You have the freedom in your head to think about other stuff than just, okay, no, it's hurting in the back, or oh, I'm afraid the glider is going to collapse all the time. That's not a good thing to start a race with. So I'm really happy I have the equipment I really trust in, and I'm really happy to have.
Well, thank you very much, Eli. Thanks a lot, Kinga. Thanks, gentlemen. I guess from all of us here high above Kitzbuhel, we want to wish you basically another time, the time of your life. Little you know what we are talking about. What an adventure you and your teammates, your supporters are going to tackle from Sunday onwards, starting here in Kitzbuhel and finishing at beautiful Lake am See. Hopefully you will be all flying into Zell am See with a huge smile on your face make sure you catch the memories and you keep it with you for the rest of your life, because this is probably what the essence of the race really is about. And this is our applause for all of you. All the best and enjoy the next 2 weeks. We're gonna do questions, of course. I just thought we're gonna do this at the end, but Fragen. Well, I'll keep you here with us. You are right, only. Yes, no problem at all. Let's do the Fragen, the questions in English right away. Are there any immediate questions towards the athletes we have to answer right now in the live stream or for your notebooks? And otherwise, you know, as we said, the brunch is waiting, and so are the questions. Just raise your arm and shout, and we are ready to help you.
I have a question.
Oh yeah, of course.
Okay. We say that Red Bull X-ALP is like Formula One for cars. So all the new things for hike and fly are tested here. Can you tell us what we will have as a normal consumer in the next year that you are developing now? So which are the news, the new technical things that we don't know, but we will see in the future?
Very, very interesting question. I think there is teammates from Skywalk, from Saleva here, who are already thinking ahead. Rinaldo, I'm just handing over the microphone to you because I feel you have been one during the past 2 decades really investing a lot together with your partners to develop the equipment and to develop the next steps. So how will the future also for the consumers look like in 2, 3, 4, 10 years from now?
Yeah, as Ulrich said, the first edition 2003 was the equipment with 15 kilo, and then it was optimizing during the years, and then there was maybe 2015, 17. The equipment was almost too light, too fragile. So to use an equipment which is also usable during 2 weeks in hard conditions, this is important. And we all have equipment which is a compromise between good performance and very light to carry, and also resistant enough to use. And I think it comes more and more to the perfect equipment in different ways, in fly equipment, in hiking clothing, and also from navigation with the electronics devices we have. And it's really interesting to think about new material during the preparation, and then try during the training to understand what is usable and what not. And it's really sometimes difficult to put away the lightest to have the best compromise. And in fact, it means we have several new gliders. Some of them, they're not coming out in serial because it's too fragile. And for example, my harness, it's the best one, but the company not want to sell because it's just too fragile for using during the year. And same with some gliders. And finally, it's a compromise, but for us in the race, and exactly know how it works and in which way to use, then for us it's a good way.
What do you think for the consumer? Because there were many brands coming out with 2.5 liners, high level B, and so on and so on. Is there anything you can see also, as we heard, which then the consumer is benefiting off every second year X-ALPs, Red Bull X-ALPs edition?
Yeah, of course, the gliders they are developing by side from X-ALPs also. We can see many new products which coming from experience with competition gliders down to the normal users. But for the hike and fly equipment, for sure you can see many products from the know-how from the X-ALPs come now into the normal way. Actually, I don't know exactly what they will produce, but in general you can say that the experience from the editions, every edition will be really debriefed exactly to know what is working well and what is too much over on the limit, too much over the border, and not will go into the series. But yeah, there are different companies, different philosophies, and yeah, sometimes it's hard to see that the best equipment not come into the series.
All right.
Thank
you
you.
very much
Thank
for
you.
the questions. Grazie mille for our Italian guests. Well, thanks a lot for giving it a good thought. I think as you guys were fairly hesitant and everybody is also anxiously awaiting brunch, I think we are moving on and give you a final round of applause to our athletes. All the best on your way to Conferenza. Thanks, Tommy. Thanks, Amy, Inga, Maxime, and Emily. All right, start information for you to know what's going to happen during the next couple of days. On Sunday, big start tomorrow. Hike, smile, and fly rally. But this is basically just a local initiative from the club in order to also build the grassroots for all of you who are interested. We see you at the Schulpark from 9 a.m. onwards for Sunday. 10 to 11:15 race news, interview opportunities, and so on and so on. 11:30 race start in the Schulpark. Quick lap through the inner city of Kitzbuhel and then up here to the Hahnenkamm. Skywalk is here with the testicle. Make sure you also use these opportunities if you are a flying or a pilot yourself. And then obviously all day long, gondolas up here to the Hahnenkamm. We will be emceeing up here. We're gonna have entertainment. So we are very, very much looking forward to see you at the turn point 1 up here at the Hahnenkamm. First athletes expected at the Hahnenkamm around 12, high noon, lunchtime. The fastest during winter are making it in half an hour, so I'm sure the summer athletes will be almost as fast as the distance is slightly longer compared to running up the Streif. And by 2:30, the last athletes will be leaving Kitzbuhel towards the second turn point in Wagrain. All right, Ulrich, handing over to you again real quick on some media infos, and then we are wrapping up soon.
So basically, we have a vast team of content creators, photographers, filmers, social media managers. So anything you need, we have. We have the daily with press releases, newsletters, like the highlight image selection, audio updates, social media updates, live video updates, website stories. So anything that you need, we have. In case you need something specific, you have the contacts of our media people as well, so you inquire there. We have our people out there, and they can actually create, on the go as well. So don't be shy of asking for some stuff. We get it to you. Media sources. You can go to the website or to the Red Bull content pool, where you will be, having access to all of the content, whether that's text, whether it's photo, whether it's moving images. It's all there. Or in social at Red Bull X-ALPs or hashtag Red Bull X-ALPs. Here's a QR code. We'll leave it up here, but you have all the information in your media backpacks as well. And I think that's it. Only a quick update from Ferdinand as well on the weather, what to expect.
That's right.
And thank you from my side as well. I'm very glad that you have been, that you're here, and enjoy the rest of the day and enjoy Sunday.
Thank you very much, Ulrich. And one more time, Ferdi, on some weather details as we are displaying them on the screen. It is I think the weather forecast is the holy Bible of Red Bull X-ALPs next to the rule book, by the way. Sorry, just joking. Das kriegt der Rookie, oder? Das ist der Nachteil des Rookies. Ja, genau, da muss man auch mal mit sowas rechnen. So, weather forecast, Ferdi, you are a world-class pilot yourself. And therefore, obviously, as we said, it's all about the weather, and the pilots in the meanwhile, the athletes, are really desperately looking for what the weather's going to be from Sunday lunchtime onwards.
Yeah, normally while the race, the athletes have to look for it for themselves, for the weather forecast. So this is part of the game inside the teams they have to make the strategy behind. But yeah, we will have not that easy weather at Sunday for the athletes because yeah, we will get some northerly easterly wind, and this makes it sometimes a bit difficult, and also some turbulent areas are then around, so not that easy. And also at the later afternoon there will be again some big clouds like we have now over there, and this brings some shadow, and without the sun on the ground there are no thermals. And of course there are in the forecast some thermal forecasted. They said there will be no kilometer for flying for XC flights. So I'm sure that the athletes will make some, because that are the X-ALPs athletes. And of course they will try their best, but it's not that easy like on the prologue, I guess. And yeah, the Monday then starts to get really nice conditions for long flights. And yeah, I predict they will be at Bahrain in the late afternoon tomorrow, at Sunday. And on Monday then the race starts to get faster and faster. So Sunday you have time to find out how the live tracking works, and then Monday they will get faster and faster, and you have to follow in the live tracking, and you are used to it. So yeah, that's how it looks like. And after that I promise and hope for you that the weather is nice, and you can fly as much as possible.
We heard that many times. Thank you very much, Ferdi, for the first update. Tommy, your forecast is kind of saying the same, or I guess it's just a matter of which forecast you are using. You can find from A to Z everything. How is it looking from your point of view?
It's always, if you want to fly, you look for the forecast that's good. And if you don't want to, you look for another one. So you always find one. It's always funny in our school in Austria, because one of our students always telling you, tomorrow it's fly. So we will do it like this.
Tomorrow is flat. We hope at least for that, and the weather. Yeah, we fortunately cannot change this one, so this stays to be the spice in the game. All right, ladies and gentlemen, it's a wrap. Thank you very much, Ferdi. Thank you very much, Ulrich, for leading us through today's press conference. Thank you to all the athletes, we said that already. Thank you to Simone on behalf of us, to all the partners, Skywalk, Saleva, Porsche, Bullet, Adventure Menu. I don't have to name all of them anymore. Of course, thanks to Kitchi, Tony, Christian, Kitzbuhel Tourismus, Andy, Tom, thank you very much. Kirchberg, Christoph, Dominic are here. Thanks to everyone, and thanks to you media outlets, to you journalists, for spreading the word, of the Red Bull X-ALPs 2023. It is the toughest adventure race for a reason, and it's absolutely awesome to have you here and multiplying what we are producing, the content Ulrich and his crew are producing every single day. So I guess it's a wrap. I hope you are hungry because we have absolutely delicious local food prepared, and we were told that there should be absolutely no leftovers. So you should dig in downstairs. We have the terrace prepared for you. Inside there is the buffet. So please go down, help yourself, talk to the athletes, talk to whoever you want to talk to, use the time in order to get the last details, and then see you tomorrow or on Sunday in beautiful Kitzbuhel Kirchberg. Thank you very much for being part, and enjoy the Red Bull X-ALPs 2023. Thank you.
Ok, Rinaldo, cosa fai? Condividi con noi il brunch?
Quindi la conferenza è terminata e sono state dette molte cose, adesso spero che abbiate capito un po'. La cosa più importante secondo me è questo nuovo sistema di tracciamento che quest'anno verrà messo in pista, che ci permetterà di vedere addirittura la vista dal punto di vista del pilota, appunto, quindi seguirlo dal cockpit. Sono state dette molte cose, appunto la più importante secondo me è questa, poi la via è stata spiegata, l'avevamo già bene in testa tutti, e niente, adesso ci avviciniamo al buffet e vediamo se riusciamo a beccare qualcuno per intervistarlo o per comunque chiedergli qualcosa.
Ok Rinaldo, io comunque ti lascerei libero di raccogliere interviste che magari mandiamo questa sera senza rimanere in diretta, anche perché penso che dentro non prenda così bene.
Ok, perfetto. Allora ci aggiorniamo più tardi o questa sera.
Va bene, io rimando gli highlights di ieri e chiudo la trasmissione, poi tenetevi aggiornati sulla prossima trasmissione che sarà comunque verso stasera.
Ok.
Pubblicheremo a seguire in base a quello che ci riporta Rinaldo sugli orari e eventuali altri appuntamenti per oggi. Grazie a tutti e buon proseguimento. Grazie Rinaldo da Kitzbuhel.
Ciao, alla prossima.
Ciao Rinaldo, grazie.
Ciao.
Grazie.
Ciao. Ecco il nostro Nicola Donini. Fortissimo duro Gatti, Wow.
Die Top 3, die krallen sich einen Night-Pass. Und wir trotzdem wer gegen unser Außenministerium ab, sollten wir hier nicht so sein.
Damen und Herren, Kitzbuhel ist Tobias Großrubatscher. Jawohl. Finishing the prologue here in 5th position. What a fast race. And I think the race committee...
Der Rookie, erste Mal dabei. Wie ist das heute angegangen? Was war die Taktik? Was hast du vorgenommen? Und haben sich deine Wünsche oder deine Befürchtungen? Gentlemen, then I would say, one more time, Kitzbuhel, let's hear it! This is Maxim Pino, Christian Klima, and
you ragazzi, getting the additional night pass plus the gums. Obviously also our Italian friends coming to Kitzbuhel for this year's Red Bull X-ALPs start, and the federation is here. Thank you very much everyone for joining us here in Kitzbuhel. Forza Italia, Toby Grossrubaccia, Aaron Torogatti with a really good start. So greetings to Italy and join us here and on Sunday Kitzbuhel before you head back to Cima and the Dolomites. Thank you very much. Forza. Grazie.